Okay.
Welcome back to Inside the Magic. Been getting some requests from some folks that they missed the instructional video series that I was doing during the pandemic. Inside the Magic. I figured I'd dive back in, talk about what I've been working on as I'm working on it, which is a little different than what I've done before.
My partner Lauren and I.
As well as our dog Jolene, we moved up to Portland, Oregon. I've been working on songs, some of which kind of feel like they belong together, sort of loosely about moving. This is an intro track. I had one verse and a chorus, and I said, well, what if instead of it doing another verse, another bridge, trying to make it a full song, what if I tacked on something a little crazy at the end? Dive in a little bit.
Said I'd hate the cold, but I don't. It wakes me up. Said I'd hate the rain, but I never went outside all that much.
The acoustic, my Taylor, capoed on the 5th fret. I doubled it, lead vocal bus, doubled vocals, of course. My 50-year anniversary edition,
414s?
which I tend to like.
My vocals.
Holtec, EQP 1A. Did a boost at 10K, attenuated at 5K. Fairly large bandwidth. I boosted at 100 hertz for some reason. I also cut it there, but I felt like I found a sweet spot. Spreading the butter on the toast, a little cleanup here. Finding the frequencies that are the most annoying in the voice and getting them out of there. Followed that up with the 1176 LN Rev E. Fast attack, fast release on this first one. Trying to get rid of some of the attack on the words. And then LA2A Silver is doing more of the heavy lifting. Then a de-esser, just the stock Pro Tools D3. And then it's fed into Ascend UAD Capital Chambers. And I've got the harmonies run to that as well. The ooze. Kind of just take it apart real quick. The first thing I added, and then I added this layer. For the second half, this kind of high pedal note, drone kind of thing. All those together.
Haunting.
And on that bus, we threw a Harrison EQ that Universal Audio makes, which I love for harmonies. One of my go-to harmony EQs. Followed that up with the Fab Filter Pro Q3. Rolled off a little bit of low mids there. And I followed that up with the Fairchild 670 stereo compressor. And then when it starts to get
Wacky.
starts to get a little
Zany.
You're not interested.
might have noticed an odd little noise right in here. There's a funny story about that. We all tend to get some telemarketers. I didn't pick up the phone one day. This was years ago now. I checked the voicemail, and this is all it was, which I thought was funny. It must have been like a loop that just got caught at the very tail end of it. It was very accurate.
You're not interested.
And I said, oh yeah, I gotta add that to a record somehow. So I snuck it in there.
You're not interested.
I said, well, what if I went full on guitar harmonies, just playing with the idea? It was making me
Chuckle.
And sometimes those ideas end up being my favorite ideas. I ended up using samples, not real drums, because it's just kick and crash. Felt good enough. Sounds trashy, which I kind of like. Little Labs Voice of God plugin, just to give it nice low end. The distressor from Universal Audio, slammed on the nuke setting, aggressive and trashy. The decapitator from Sound Toys in punish mode, but fairly dry on the mix knob. Aberrant DSP, the Sketch Cassette 2. It's a great lo-fi plugin.
Kind of wore it down, added more saturation.
Add a little bit of wow and flutter.
And cranked the flanging effect on it up. Made it wide and added some dropouts.
Bass.
Direct and through the Universal Audio Apollo and the console app, 2 layers of bass, octaves. Some distortion, the SPL twin tube, and the Ampeg BN15 into Sound Toys microshift to make it feel wider and doubled, big and crazy guitar. This first one, there's clipping happening somewhere in the chain. Again, this section, I wanted to go for like broken and aggressive and trashy. Doubled it with a different setting. different pickup, less tone. And then this guy, big, dry, overdriven preamp fuzz. I use my 63 Supro super amp. I have a preset on my aux, no speaker, real overdriven head. But then if you crank the room mic on it, you get an interesting blend of DI being run through a room. Trident EQ, LA3A, micro shift again, sketch cassette. Bass and the drums and the other guitar. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment,
Subscribe.
and if you didn't enjoy this, and I'm sorry you had a bad time, bye-bye.